Good morning, everybody. I don't see anybody in the stream yet. Just wait for somebody to get in here. Uh-oh. Turn my volume down. Let me switch my accounts on my phone from Sunny's to my coffee one. So I guess there's a lot of drama that's been going on in Go Lightly's life, so that's probably where everybody's at. I must have missed all that last night. I was watching 90 Day Fiancé the other way tell all, so I absolutely love that show. So I'm just going to keep talking because of the people watching the replay. Good morning, everybody, by the way. Hey, Katie. I don't know where everybody's at. I was just going to read some People magazine, maybe to give us a topic to talk about some true crime from it. Hey, Andrew. Good morning. Maybe we could talk about the white police officer or something that was arrested. I need to make him up on panel with me. Hey, Wheatsy. Good morning. I'm not watching drama. I'm watching you. Thank you, Andrew. Hey, Faithful One. Good morning. Well, I must have missed it. I don't watch a bunch of those channels, y'all. I mean, people need to get a freaking life. I don't got time for all that crap. No, involved in that drama last week, and I just don't know how any other creator could do drama and true crime at the same time. I sure can't, but my brain can't do it. It got me off track. So I'm glad I did that for being there and mailman. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying. Distracted me. Hey, Will. Good morning. Drop you a link, Katie. Okay. You're better at talking about these sort of things than I am. Okay. I charged my headset this morning, so hopefully it works. Hey, Saz. Yeah, I saw this morning in People Magazine's True Crime section where they arrested that white officer and it charged him with murder. Now, I was talking to my hubby about it because he's a gun owner and stuff, and he said the gun could have had a hair trigger on it. However, he didn't even identify himself as a police officer. He said, hands up, pal. That's what it looked like to me on that body cam footage. I mean, that's my opinion. Hey, Lisa. Oh, Katie always does good coverage. She's professional. Stupid headset won't stay connected. Can you imagine how scared her little nephew was? He was inside of that home with her playing video games. And someone commented and said that maybe she had a video game controller in her hand or something. And he thought it was the gun. To me, it didn't seem like he's properly trained. Okay, Katie. I'll try to keep an eye out for you. You forget, because Google Hangouts was so much different than on our stuff. Somebody hit the link, they just came in. This, you have to add them to the stream. Let's see. I know he's probably traumatized for life. Now he will never trust a police officer because of this. I mean, it's just awful. Someone called for a welfare check because her door was open. Damn, should just went and knocked on the door and yelled out a couple times or something. I mean, it's not their fault. The police did that, but still. I mean, I think I would do that before I called. They did call the non-emergency line, though. It was saying. Oh, I see where Cuba Gooding Jr. is accused of sexual misconduct by 3 more women as he faces trial for allegedly groping someone else. Some of these stars just think they can just do whatever they want. It says, while we're waiting on Katie, I'm just going to go ahead and read this. Hey, Valerie, good morning. Don't understand this story as was a welfare check. Yeah, it's very confusing, says. It says the white police officer who fatally shot a black Texas woman in her own home over the weekend has been arrested and charged with murder. Hours after resigning from his position as a Fort Worth police officer on Monday, Aaron York Dean was taken into custody by his former department and charged with the murder of Atatiana Jefferson. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. If I'm not, I really apologize for that. Dean is currently being held in the Tarrant County Jail in Fort Worth on $200,000 bond. It's not clear if he's obtained an attorney yet. Let's see. I was trying to scroll where it was telling about the accident. Miss Jefferson was killed early Saturday morning when Fort Worth police responded to a welfare call in the 1200 block of East Allen Avenue at around 2:30 a.m. A neighbor called authorities to report Jefferson's front door was open. Miss Jefferson had been playing video games with her 8-year-old nephew when the call was made. The neighbor who called police used the department's non-emergency line. Here's Katie. Let me enter. Hey, girl.
Hey there. I was actually just typing back to Andrea while you were bringing me in.
Well, how you been?
Oh, I've been okay. How are you?
Well, I've just been super busy. Haven't really got to talk to anybody. Me and Mark, doing just all kinds of stuff for the Funny Farm. He's really stepped up. I'm proud of him and helping me with the Funny Farm.
Heck yeah, I've been the one that had to step up this weekend. I know I told you my hubby was in a really bad freaking car accident on Friday. Like, he's lucky to be alive. And AJ was actually supposed to be in the car with him. And my husband told me the other day, like, this happened on Friday night at like 9:40, 9:45 or so. And I mean, he was within minutes from our house. It was raining. And this guy, like, my husband was following this guy. Like, it's a 4-lane road. My husband was following this guy, and he was all the way on the right-hand side, like the outside. And this guy was acting erratically. So my husband got over towards the center lane and like the inside lane. And this guy literally pulls a U-turn right in front of him and tries to go into opposing traffic. And he told the cop, I mean, my husband hit him at 40 miles an hour and couldn't avoid it, and totaled both of our cars, like our car and the other guy's car. And
oh my goodness.
The guy did not have insurance. He had his license suspended already, and he got cited, but they didn't arrest him. I was like almost damn near demanding a breathalyzer test, because this guy, just the way it happened, he had to have been drunk. And the cop's like, no, I've been doing this 20 years and I don't think he's under the influence. And I said, okay, well, I know I'm not, I don't have your experience, but he's under the influence of something. Like, my husband had to tell me in the car like 3 or 4 times.
He's probably on pills, Katie, or something.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I said, if you're not going to give him a breathalyzer, then I want you to give him a drug test. Like, this is not okay. Like, so on the right-hand side, I mean, I'm not even talking 10 car lengths from where my husband hit him. He could have turned around. There was a gas station, and not even 10 car lengths further, there's a gas station on the other side. And I was so mad. My husband told me like 3 or 4 times, get in the car. You are not going to get arrested. There have been 2 times I've lost my absolute mind in front of a cop. And
they drive crazy. They drive crazy up there. I was a nervous wreck when I went to that concert, girl.
Yeah, we have the number 2 worst city in the United States for driving. It's awful. And my husband was supposed to be taking my son home. My parents were going to drop him off at work. He was going home from work. It was like 9:45 at night or something. And he was going home from work, and my husband was actually supposed to have AJ. And luckily he did not, because that whole side of the car is basically gone. And my husband couldn't even get in. I mean, he had to pry the door open, and the car seat's all jacked up. They have to replace our car seat. And yeah, we have to go through. What sucks is that, like, my husband couldn't avoid it. It's not his fault. This other guy did everything wrong. Yet since he doesn't have insurance, we have to come out of pocket for our deductible. We have to pay. In addition to all of this, my husband he's going to have to go to court because of all of this. Like, he also got like 30 to 35 calls yesterday from what they call ambulance chasers, because his report was released. And they're all trying to get him to sue. And I'm like, I already have an attorney. You guys just need to, it's just been a mess. And yeah, so just kind of.
Well, I'm glad he's okay. Car can be replaced. Y'all gonna be out some money. But at least AJ wasn't with him.
100%. That's the thing. And any other time I'm in that car with him, I would probably be dead, because I'm always on that side, and that side of the car, I mean, it's gone.
Yeah.
So it's
it's
just a blessing in disguise. But hey, I wanted to comment. So Andrew was saying, like, and I don't mean this to come off harsh or anyway, but so where I live, you guys, I live in Cincinnati, and I live very close to downtown Cincinnati. And if you know anything about that, like pretty much every day, every other day, especially in the summer, there are shootings and killings. It happens all the time, sometimes multiple times a day. There are weird things that happen. Like, I live on a street that I've been here for going on 7 or 8 years, and I do not know my neighbors. I do not talk to my neighbors. I know someone a couple doors down because his dog runs out to me sometimes, and I take him back home.
Oh, yeah, I saw his picture.
Yeah, he was a huge Doberman. Oh my gosh, he was gorgeous. But they're not people that I associate with, because, like, I don't live in a rough part of town, but I don't necessarily have the best neighbors, and I don't have a lot of them. I live on a main road. So I can understand where sometimes people are like, hey, why didn't you call them? I don't have a single one of my neighbors' phone numbers. I don't talk to them. Like, there's one house next door. They've been there like the longest, maybe like 4 years or something. A lot of the houses we own this house, but everybody else around here rents. And so they come and go. We just don't know them. And I don't feel comfortable. Like, honestly, I don't even feel comfortable calling the cops on my neighbors, because I don't know what they're up to. And so just like when people are like, well, why didn't this guy just automatically call her or go up to her house? We just don't know what type of area that was. And honestly, if I were to go up to my neighbor's house at 2 or 3 in the morning, I would have been the one shot. I'm not even kidding you. So I just want people to consider that. You know what I mean? It's not in my parents' neighborhood. They would go up and be like, honey, can I help you? Like, but where I live, it's totally different. And we only live 40 minutes away. So
yeah,
that's it. I just don't want people to judge like this guy did something wrong. I can guarantee you he feels awful.
Yeah. And I felt bad earlier what I said, like, why did he call? I mean, it's not his fault at all. Just personally, the kind of person I am, I go knock on the door and like kind of maybe just step in a little bit and yell for them, But
I'm not going to lie, I would get shot. I get shot where I live. Like, I'm pretty sure my neighbor, like, and I hate to say it again, I don't live in a bad part of town, but like a few doors down, I literally live outside of Cincinnati limits. And these people, I don't know I'm pretty sure one of them sells her body, sells drugs. I don't know what she does.
Oh my God.
Cops are there are cops on my street all the time. When I pulled in from the grocery store just an hour ago, there's a cop that was sitting there. They always do. They protect. Yeah. I live in a real small township where they don't want this crap coming in and out. So they patrol it, but it's not a part of town that our cops around here don't even like. My husband, he went to school and he's known one of our cops here forever. It's one of his really good friends, basically family. Yeah. He actually called him yesterday, like, hey, I know you guys have video cameras around, and there's a sketchy story where someone in front of your house, a door down, had their car broken into, but a brick was thrown at it, and it was just really shady. They're like, do you have video? They won't come on our street to ask us because they don't want anyone seeing them. They know we know the cop. They just call. They're like, hey, do you know anything? Like, I had to talk to him yesterday. I'm like, hey, with all this swatting going on, I just want y'all to know, like, I haven't done anything and I stream on YouTube. Like, because of all of this. So we've been in contact,
Yeah.
whatever, but it's just,
My
you never
neighbor's
know
a
who you
cop.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't live very far away, but
And my dog goes and poops in his yard all the time when we go on walks.
oh, that's funny.
Okay, so let's get back to the shooting. So that cop, from what I read, did not even, and from what I heard on the body cam, announce he was a police officer, did he?
No, he said, put your hands up. I think he said, put your hands up twice, but it was like, put your hands up, and boom. And that is 100% against protocol and everything that the press conferences have said. They're going to have another press conference today sometime too, to elaborate on the charges and stuff. But they had reiterated that's not what they do.
Well, that one guy said, what was it, like the chief or something? Even if he hadn't been charged, he would have been fired anyways, because he went against their policies about the de-escalation and stuff.
He screwed himself because he was served paperwork on Sunday that said like he was going to need to testify or give a statement or whatever. He resigned yesterday morning. And the chief said since he resigned, he lost all of his protection with the police agency. So he's an idiot. And I'm glad, because this guy needs to go down.
Wow.
He had been with the agency since, I think they said April of 2018. And he had been in an incident one other time. They wouldn't elaborate if it was like a car accident or what other incident it would have been. But he didn't even, I mean, there were people that commented on, I've been following it a lot and like posting a lot of stuff on the updates and stuff on YouTube, and people have been commenting a lot like, it looks like the guy was stalking her, or like he didn't have good intentions. Do you watch Live PD?
Yes, okay, I do.
So when they have a dog and they're going to release the dog because they're doing a search warrant or something, they're like, you better put your hands up, we're going to release the dog. They do it for like 10 minutes.
And they say police department. They keep repeating that, police department.
They do it in a different language. You know what I mean? Like they don't just do that. And that's just not.
And they also say you're going to get hit sometimes, don't they?
Yeah. Or we're going to tase you. We're going to tase you, or put your hands up, or we're going to shoot you. You need to announce yourself. Like they should have been announcing themselves all around that house. Like even if there was somebody who had entered that house and it was someone that wasn't supposed to be there, that still doesn't necessarily mean that they needed to die either. Say that was a criminal. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't always mean that you need to die because you've done something wrong. So she was just innocent and hadn't done anything, which makes it that much worse. And that her 8-year-old nephew saw it. Like, and they tried to justify it in the first video of the body cam by pointing out 2 guns that were in her room. And I think it was the governor, someone yesterday, there was a lady, she said that was completely unacceptable. That should have never happened. And I am so happy they did that, because that was irrelevant. That is her house and they are an open carry. She didn't need to justify why she had her 8-year-old nephew there.
Everybody's got the right to have a gun in their house if they want it. I mean, that don't mean you're a bad person,
Not at all. You have the right to protect yourself, and we were given that in this country. And for them to try to use that against her, and like, it was almost like they were trying to justify what he would have done.
Yeah, that's her Second Amendment right.
Yep, that lady said, no, that is unacceptable, and I apologize that even went out. And that made me feel, I mean, not that I'm a part of the situation, but it at least makes me feel like they're taking accountability. And the fact that they charged him so quickly, they're clearly trying to do something.
Hey, I watched, since you said it was like stalking her, I watched a movie on Lifetime, and it was based on a true story. I can't remember their names. This guy was a cop. He kept stalking this lady. The police department wouldn't do anything about it. And so he illegally went in her house one night and shot her. He said he thought she had a gun, but it was her cordless phone in her hand. He was actually, I think, maybe serving a warrant for her son, some kind of frivolous warrant, wasn't very important. But they caught his ass, and his ass went to prison.
So he took advantage of the situation, basically.
Yeah.
That's what, I mean, I hadn't even thought of that. When I think of a lot of things when I see these things, but that wasn't one of them. And that lady said that, and I was like, dude, it kind of does, the way he was creeping. And I understand you don't want to be like, I've walked into situations not like that, but a little bit differently, where I know, hey, if they know what I'm doing here, they're going to try and beat my ass, shoot me, stab me, something. And I know that going into that, but I'm still not going to be like, I don't know. I can understand you having to be weary and concerned of your surroundings, but not like that. Like that was too much. He didn't do anything he was supposed to do. And right after this Dallas stuff, this just isn't good.
No. No. And I mean, and you have to wonder sometimes, are they racist? I mean, white
You
cop,
know what?
African American lady.
Or he should have never been a cop to begin with because he was either trigger happy or, okay, there's been a few things that have been mentioned. Maybe he was just too anxious and like, that's not a situation. You have to have some nerves. Like I always thought it would be cool to be a cop, but honestly, I couldn't be in those kinds of situations with the stuff that I've been through. I just couldn't. Yeah. And I'd lose my cool on people, you know? So I know it's
me too. That's what I said. I'd be too scared to be a cop, you know? Did you see this message? Do you see this message on screen?
I live in Fort Worth and it's very unusual for cops to park around the corner down the street. Yes, I agree. That was weird too, because I have people like, okay, the lady that I said that I think sells her body and her drug, she's got like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 kids. I haven't been able to count them all. I'm not kidding. And
I'm sorry, I don't make you laugh.
Well, it's really sad. Like I've taken the one kid to school because his mom was like, he came up to my door crying one day, like my mom's gonna kick my butt. I missed she was
I remember
sleeping.
that. I remember you doing
she was
that.
Sleeping. And he was like, my mom's going to kick my butt. She's literally going to beat the shit out of me. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I took this kid to school. Like, it's a mess. And CPS shows up to them all the time. Like, they're literally there all the time. And they have the cops there. Honey, they park in the driveway. They park right up on front. They park all up and down the street because they know her. They're not parking down the freaking street. What the? For a welfare check? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And even an abandoned structure makes zero sense why you're going to park down the street. I mean, maybe that is their protocol, and they said they're going to have a 3-board panel come in and, like, reevaluate things, but that's just, why? I don't understand.
I'm just wondering if he may have knew her, and nobody knows this yet, somehow.
You know, I still wonder if Amber Geiger knew Botham.
I'm telling you, I firmly believe with all my heart, I have no evidence, but them two had a run-in before somehow. I believe that.
Well,
and she had it out for him.
I'll be curious to see what's actually released in that, because there was some hearsay. I don't know if it was rumors or what, but there was some hearsay and some stuff going around that there was a noise complaint filed from the apartment directly underneath him, which would have been hers. And it happened either that day or the day before. And it might have happened more than once. Now, people are like, well, that couldn't have happened if it wasn't in court. What people don't understand is that a judge gets to say what's admissible in court and what's not admissible in court. It screws people over all the time. And I am 100% a witness, and I can testify to this because in my medical malpractice lawsuit, some of these judges have said this guy fled the country because he was facing 125 years in prison for federal crimes, in addition to performing surgeries and being sued by over 500 people. He fled the country and went to Pakistan in 2013. And some of these judges will not let the jury know that he fled the country. They simply say he has chosen to not show up in court to defend himself. Some of these people have said after like the verdict has come out that they thought that he was like on one of those like Doctors Without Borders kind of trips. Like they don't know that he really fled. So the way that the judges allow evidence and they don't allow evidence can honestly change a case in so many different ways. And just because it wasn't brought up doesn't mean it didn't happen. So that might be something that's released, like how we got all of the Chris Watts stuff that was dumped on us. Mm-hmm. We may get all that evidence and we might find out that she really did file a noise complaint. Maybe she had worked that long day and I had come up with a thing, maybe what had happened. This is just speculation. Please don't, hold me to it. But I think what might have happened is she's, thinking about getting on with her guy, whatever. And she's in this mood. She had worked her long 13.5-hour shift, whatever. She hears all this going on and she's like, I'm going to go confront the guy. Well, when she saw that his door was either open or unlocked, she took the advantage of the situation and is like, hey, I can play this off. Yeah. That is my opinion. That's my opinion.
Hey, girl, I agree with you. Because, look, Andrew said she always complained about him singing gospel. I think she saw her opportunity and she took it. Mm-hmm. I agree with you.
Yeah, because there's so many things that, like, when you're a cop, you're trained to focus on your senses. People are like, oh, maybe she didn't see. Hey, actually, you know what? My husband's calling me and it's probably about our car. I'm going to drop out.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I believe Emperor Geiger saw an opportunity and took it. And I don't know about this white police officer, but there's something up with him. He could have seized an opportunity too. He could have knew her somewhere else too and just took the opportunity. But I have a feeling that it was because he wasn't properly trained and he was trigger happy. And that's what I think. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. It's Katie while we're waiting for her to get back on here. Brought up the Watts. I found this channel that somehow had some leaked pages from Cindy Watts's book. Was it called Broken Memories? Something like that. Shattered Memories. I don't know. But I found this channel and the name of it was just like Kimberly. She had several thousand subscribers though. But anyway, she was reading some of Cindy Watts's parts of the book. And that was very interesting. I guess she somehow she was reading letters, I guess that was published in the book from the author, maybe, that wrote the Chris Watts book, the letters from him. I guess maybe she interviewed Sandy. Sandy told her some things, and so the author asked Cindy about it, and she was explaining some things. Yeah, leaked. I didn't even know that Cindy had wrote a book. If I did, I've forgotten about it. Let me see if I can find this channel in my history. That way I can give y'all a link to it. CC, all officers are trained well. Well, he sure didn't seem to be trained well, did he, Love Hollis? Because he didn't even identify himself as a police officer. Oh my gosh. I've watched so many videos. Let's see. Oh, right here it is. Let me get the link real quick. Let me go on this video and see what it says. Part 6, Cindy Watts' alleged book, All My Broken Pieces. Second part, Chapter 5, read. And I'm just going to put the link to this video in the chat, and y'all can go through her channel of videos and start from Chapter 1. So I'm going to finish listening today as I'm cleaning. Hard to leak things when it's all online these days. Do you believe it, CC? I believe they leaked it on purpose. That's what I think. They're trying to make some, Cindy's trying to make some profit off her granddaughter's murders. I think he was a fool to believe he can do whatever he wanted and get away with it. Yeah, can't believe Cindy has even released a book discussing. Well, see, it's not been released yet, but she's going to. This was some leaked chapters, I believe. Let me go back on. I'm going to go lurk on this woman's channel for a second and see what else she's got. She seems to discuss the Watts a lot. She got some video, The Secret Life of Killer Dad Chris Watts. So when you go to her page, it shows the letters from Chris Watts. But she's got some chapters from Cindy Watts's book, All My Broken Pieces. It looks like there's about 7 different videos that I can find that's related to Cindy Watts's book, All My Broken Pieces. Man, I would love to have these books, Letter from Chris Watts, Cindy Watts's book, but I do not want to support those people. I do not want them to give my money to them, you know? They should have called it Narcissism for Dummies. Yeah. Um, the video I was listening to, Cindy was responding to Sandy saying that they were kind of very cold at a barbecue they went to that the Watts hosted, and they weren't very welcoming. And Cindy was saying that's just how their family is. Even their daughter, even their daughter's husbands, you know, they just don't talk a lot. Bye, Lisa. Have a good day. She wants to be just like Chrissy Pooh. He's got the letters book out, so she wrote one too. Yeah. And there was something that was asked about, did she think that Chris loved her? And she said that she would have said yes to that before he met Shanann. But after, no. But I think that Cindy kind of realized that from what she said in that video, that it wasn't just Shanann that disliked her. Her own son disliked her too. So, we'll see. I'm waiting for Cindy to release the rest of the video back to the internet. She deleted. Paints a completely different picture of Cindy and the Watts family. Oh, wow. I'd love to see that video. So I didn't even see it. They shouldn't get to say they have their son, and Sandy has no daughter or grandkids now. Yeah. I mean, she's lost everything. Lost everything. Well, I mean, you know, she still has her son and husband, but you know what I mean? Her beautiful grandchildren, her beautiful daughter. And seems from what I listen to, people reading from the letters from Chris Watts, he planned this murder. That's why he volunteered to go out to that oil site that morning. Plunder still does a whole lot of videos about Chris Watts and the book and all this and that. But this other channel I put the link to, I really like that lady. And I like her videos. Newsflash for Cindy Watts, a lot of people don't like her. Yeah, I know. So what we'll see. She deleted 4 out of 5 videos the day she released the video where she went off on her dead daughter-in-law and grandbabies. Oh, wow. She sounds like a freaking nut. Can you imagine being her daughter-in-law? I got a good mother-in-law. She's an angel. I'm blessed. She would never say things to me like the way Cindy did Shanann. Cindy always had something negative to say to Shanann, whether it be about her engagement ring, the price and size of it, just different crap, you know. Oh, and I guess she was very hurt. I guess that Chris had told Shanann about Ronnie having a cocaine addiction. You know, because it had never been discussed outside the family. If I was related to Chris Watts, I would leave the country. Andrew's always got the best comments. It's so funny. Mel, your mother-in-law would be that way, but she's never taken the time to know me. Yeah, I mean, you got to give somebody a chance. You got to try to get to know them. I mean, you should try to get along with your daughter-in-law or son-in-law for your kid's sake, you know? Put your kid in the middle like that. I mean, try your best. I know some people you just can't get along with, but at least try. I can get along just about with anybody except for disrespectful people. I cannot stand that, and I cannot stand people being rude. Let's see what else we can find. Oh, the little girl that's missing from Alabama, the YouTube channel Icked Mail had a video up, and it had a video of the little girl's dad saying something about the girl's mother and holding his child for ransom. And I was like, what the crap? Are these parents involved? Let's see if I can find a recent article about it. Let's see what's going on. Amber Alert expanded for 3-year-old girl last seen at a birthday party in Alabama. It's been expanded to surrounding states as authorities search for the 3-year-old girl last seen at a birthday party in Birmingham, Alabama. 2 people are being questioned in the disappearance of Camille Cupcake McKinney. And I did see her mother give an interview, and she said, don't call her Camille, call her Cupcake. Let's see. Chief of Police Patrick Smith said there does not appear to be any connection between the 2 people and the girl's parents. 2 people they questioned. They found a Toyota with beige trim that investigators think may have been used in the girl's disappearance. Unfortunately, investigators have not received any information on the location of Cupcake. Oh, wow. Cupcake's 3 foot tall, 60 pounds, has brown eyes, black hair. She was last seen wearing a pink t-shirt with Minnie Mouse leopard print design, leopard print shorts, and yellow, white, and blue hair bows. Witnesses told police a woman in a dark-colored SUV left the party with Cupcake. Dominique McKinney, the girl's father, told CNN affiliate Saturday he gave his daughter the nickname Cupcake. Oh, wow. I hope she's okay. I hope nobody has done anything bad to her. I know Cupcake is the cutest name, and she is the cutest little girl. Oh, it's okay, Katie. I understand. We can discuss it another day, because I'm sure it's going to be in the news a lot. We was just talking about the little girl from Alabama, Cupcake. I have a feeling, I could be wrong, but I have a feeling she may have been kidnapped by somebody that wanted a child. I'm hoping and praying it wasn't like a sex predator or anything like that. But anyways, I saw that video, and I'm going to go back and watch it on Icked Mail's channel. And he done a lot of coverage on the Malia Davis case. Anyways, the father was on there, and he was I guess he was doing a live stream or something. And he was talking about, oh, the mother's not going to hold my daughter for ransom. And I'm like, wow. The press conference just happened. Katie. I'll have to go watch that. A child case again. Yeah, I don't like the child cases. They really get to me. Hey, Light Feather. Good afternoon. I'm hoping they can track this child down. So it seems like everyone who kidnapped her had it planned out, because they ditched the vehicle that they took her in. So they must have had another ride waiting for them somehow. They either had one parked there. I'm just wondering if the Toyota they found was stolen. Because, it's pretty easy for the cops to see who it's registered to. I'm sure they've done that since they found it. Crap, why does this always just play top chat? I forget to change it. I know you have to put in push live chat. I don't even know why they even have top chat. Just have the live chat on there. YouTube really gets on my nerves. They really do. I mean, they do some dumb stuff like taking away Google Hangouts on air, shit like that. Well, guys, I think I'm going to get off here and get some things done around the house. Gotta go see the funny farm and take Annabelle some cabbage. I still not got my chickens cabbage fixed for them. I'm going to drill a hole in it, stick a rope through it, hang it down from top of their pen, let them peck at it. The stupid headset won't stay connected. Love Hollis. Yes, YouTube is too whacked. Yeah, it's got too many wacky people on here. Oh, yeah, let me tell y'all a story. And before I tell this story about this comment I got, I just want to say it was a troll account. So I got this comment yesterday on one of my missing cases videos on a child that says, "You are a liar. There was no footage of this child in the store or some crap." And I was just like, what are you talking about? Yes, there is. But anyways, it was from the truth. I got pissed off as hell. I was like, don't you ever come on my channel and be disrespectful to me. I have never been disrespectful to you on your channel. And then I just got to thinking, man, I just don't think that she would be rude to me. So I clicked on that picture and went and looked, and it was not her. It was somebody trying to start trouble. So beware. If y'all ever see me anywhere being disrespectful, it's not me. It's not me. Like being like rude or something. And I know on Diane's channel, the last time they did a live stream, they were saying that, there's people that just try to start trouble between creators and stuff. So I am so glad that I went and checked. Yeah, it was somebody acting like they were her, but it wasn't her, because I went and checked, because I just didn't, I don't say anything disrespectful about her, and I assume she doesn't me. I mean, she's never commented anything disrespectful, so that's why I double checked it. I got mad. I ain't gonna lie. I got mad, but it was not her. So anyways, y'all be aware of that. I probably should have told her, maybe somebody out here just to tell her, but yeah, somebody got a troll account using her name and stuff. Anyways, I love y'all. Have a wonderful day. Be kind. Peace.